rules for the proceedings as follows. 1. All accredited agents, observers, the media, the diplomatic community, and security agencies should adhere to the sitting positions assigned to them. 2. Results for each state of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory shall be presented by the State Collation Officer for the presidential election, or simply put, the SCOP, who will also serve as the collation officer at state and the FCT level. After collecting the results at state level, the SCOP shall be accompanied to Abuja by the resident electoral commissioner and security agencies. On arrival at the collation center, the SCOP shall be received by the collation secretariat, which shall organize the sequence of presentation. The returning officer shall invite the SCOP, the State Collation Officer for the presidential election, accompanied by the resident electoral commissioner, to the seat we are going to provide to my left for the presentation of the results. The SCOP, following the format for the presentation of results, shall loudly announce the votes scored by each political party in the state, including reports of cancellations and areas where elections did not hold, if any. The returning officer then invites comments and observations, if any, from the polling agents. The returning officer requests the SCOP to submit the original copy of Form EC8D. When all the SCOPs have presented their results, the returning officer shall display the sealed copies of result sheets EC8DA, which is the summary of results of elections on state-by-state basis. The EC8E, the declaration of results for the election, and EC40G3, summary of registered voters in the polling units where elections were either cancelled or not held. And I will have the privilege of displaying the blank forms before proceeding starts, after the receipt of the reports from the various state collation officers. Next, the returning officer shall complete the EC8DA and announce the votes scored by each party, and thereafter will invite the polling agents to endorse the form. The returning officer then completes the EC40G3 and compares it with Form EC8DA to ascertain if any of the candidates has satisfied the requirements of the law to proceed with declaration. If satisfied, the returning officer completes Form EC8E and makes a declaration of winner. And finally, the returning officer invites the agents of political parties to receive duplicate copies of the EC8DA and EC8E, which is the final declaration of results. Having set the ground rules, from today, the Collation Center is hereby declared open until the final determination of the 2023 presidential election. During the course of proceedings, there may be interlude or adjournments. This will be announced by the returning officer as the need arises. As soon as any of the scopes arrives, the process of collation will begin. Once the process begins, the Collation Center will be open all day and all night, subject only to short breaks as may be announced by the returning officer. The official results will be shown on several screens here at the Collation Center. There are a number of screens, to my left and right. There is also a giant screen behind me on which we'll be projecting the results that the scopes are presenting for collation. I appeal to all political parties and media organizations to draw their figures only from the official results released by the Commission as the only body constitutionally responsible for releasing official election figures. When the scopes arrive, they will sit in the open. So there will be seats at the end of the hall. To my right, you will see black leather chairs. That is the holding area for the state collation officers for the presidential election. And then by the side to my right, you will see a table there. That is the collation secretariat. And the collation secretariat is directly under me. So everything that we are going to do here will be done in the open. There is no other room where any other procedure is holding outside this hall. Yes, we have our situation room, but that is just the situation room for the commission. But once collation starts, everything begins and ends in this hall and in the open. As the collation of results progresses, the Commission may find it necessary to brief the nation on matters relating to the election, but unrelated to the collation of results. When the need for such briefing arises, it will not be done here in the Collation Center. A media center has been prepared in Aso Hall, right behind this building, but within the premises, these premises, for such briefings. Aso Hall has actually been prepared as our media center. So when we need to make briefings unrelated to the collation of results, it will be done there. So we maintain the sanctity of this hall, essentially for the collation of results and matters arising from the collation of results. Where I am unable to personally brief the media, the National Commissioner responsible for information and voter education, sitting to my immediate left, Barrister Festus Okoye, will perform that responsibility. So as we await the arrival of the scopes, we'll now take a break and resume